There we go. Alrighty. How's everybody doing? We are going to get started here. I'm telling you right now, I'm exhausted. This game wore me out. So I don't envision us being on for the standard 2.5 hours. So we'll get through like stuff I'm looking at, look at some charts for some charts that you guys are looking at, and give you guys some tips on what I potentially would play or how I would play them. And go from there. So bear with me here. Let's hold on. Let me throw the little disclaimer one out. There we go. So yeah, what's let's see. Imagine playing the game. Yeah, no, my daughters are exhausted. They are exhausted. And it wasn't even that I mean, the game wasn't that long. It's it was an away game in another county, and the drive, I mean, it was like an hour drive from my house. So yeah, it was a good game. We actually won out of best out of 5, won straight threes. So we extended the season tally to 18 wins and 2 losses. So we're doing pretty good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. Let's dive into it here. Hold on. We'll go to Chrome. Bam, we get in here and we're golden. So what you got here, man? What you got? Let's see. I can't open the chart, bro. I don't know what you got going on there. So you don't want to, whatchamacallit, you don't want to copy the link, right? You want to take the screenshot. So when you come up to your chart, oh, this is going to be white. Yeah, okay. When you go up to your chart, this where is it at? This little thingamajigger right here. The little hit that, right? When you click on that, then you're going to come over here to copy link to the chart image, copy that link, and then you can paste that link, and then I'll be able to look at it. Alrighty. Yeah, so let's dive into it. We got a couple people on the call. So my bad, it's late, but late's better than no call. So we'll dive into it. Real quick, damn man, these gas fees are killing me, bro. Dude, I've been trying to stake some coins that I've got, and I just can't do it. I can't push myself to pay $120 something, $200 to stake, dude. I don't know. I shared this with some of the guys in my mentorship group. Where's it at? So I tried to buy an NFT the other day. Where the hell is this thing at? Hold on. Dude, I mean, listen, I'm all about, if you got to spend the money for gas fees, you got to spend the money for gas fees. But I tried to buy this NFT for $255, right? $255 NFT, and they wanted me to pay $8,000 in flipping gas fees. They're out of their mind. I don't know what this new Ethereum freaking whatchamacallit was supposed to do, but it's completely opposite of what I wanted or what I would find it acceptable. So whatever, it is what it is. $8,000 for $255 freaking, they're out of their mind, bro. They're crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I am getting, I'll tell you this, majority of the NFTs I've been getting are off of the Matic network, Polygon. And, yeah, you're paying $3, $4 for the transaction. So yeah, let's see what you got here, bro. Oh man, what is this? So tell me, yeah, give me some background, I guess, on what you're expecting. Like what do you want to do? Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you this, like, I mean, this looks like a reaccumulation. Looks like price came into demand, and I would be expecting this to make a new high and continue bullish order flow. So yeah. All right. Can you explain how to use RSI with Wyckoff? What do you mean how to use RSI with Wyckoff? Like, how do I use my RSI? It's another confirmation for divergence. So, you know, if, I mean, I guess we'll see if I can find some divergence. I'll tell you this, I don't use it very often. I mean, those of you guys that trade like with me and stuff, like, I mean, it's just another checkbox in my checklist, but we'll see if we can get over it. Yeah. I was wondering if that is a distribution playing out. If this is a distribution, I guess the only question would be is why is this distribution distributing orders at this point? You know, like I mean, I think this is the area. I'm personally looking at AU for sells, not NU, but we can look at NU. So yeah. And then what you got here, bro? What is this? GA. So yeah, you're gonna have to talk to me about GA. You're gonna have to let me know what your thoughts are on GA, because off this 15-minute chart, this price action isn't telling me a lot. So give me like some background on what you're looking for GA and why. So we'll dive into it. So NFP week, hopefully everybody knows, for the Canadian dollar and for the US dollar. So I really don't expect a lot of movement until we get into Friday. All right. Kind of going through what I'm looking at and what I've got. So AuCAD, higher time frame here, right? Higher time frame. You know, we were looking at, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we were looking at playing out of the 410-minute candle. Sucker came right into the 50%, gave a really nice distribution. I'm actually in this position. And like if we kind of see where, you know, I was looking for price to kind of come back up once we broke out of this area here. Once we traded below that, I wanted price to come back up into my slingshot or up into here, right? That's kind of what I wanted to play. And we didn't get that. So long story short, price ended up distributing, right? We have a redistribution here. Price ends up coming back into the distribution that I wanted to play out of right here, right? And if you go back and back test it, I'd highly recommend you back test it. Just come back into it and you'll see what kind of happened in there. You know, you have your super clean distribution right in here. This happens right at the Frankfurt. It's like if you go down to the 30-second time frame, that UTAD happens right at Frankfurt open. So, and you can, I don't know if I can get down to the 5-second. Let me see. Let's see. 5-second. Yeah, I can. Perfect. So you can even see the micro distribution that occurs right in here. So this is happening. You could see this is at 59.20, 59.30. This is 30 seconds before Frankfurt opens, which I kind of was a little hesitant about taking it. But if you think about it, price action in here is delayed, right? So this could very well have happened right at the Frankfurt open. So with that, I mean, I put a limit on it. I put a light limit on it. It wasn't anything crazy, but I played out of the 30-second open. So this was the candle I played out of here. And when you measure, you know, this entire move here, this is 80% of it. So that's where I took my entry from, 30-second open. But I would definitely backtest it. Backtest it, played through, pretty good price action. And so you could see that was the entry right here. It's currently sitting, I don't know, like at a 1 to, what is this? A 1 to 25. I've taken partials. I took partials when we came down into here at 1 to 31. And my next area to take partials is, you know, when we sweep this liquidity here for a 1 to 39. And then I'm just going to be holding it until we get a decent pullback back up into the area. CAD Chef broke 4-hour structure. Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at it. Yeah, I know CAD Chef broke me even. So can I ask if you have a set of rules for drawing your 50 and 80 fib? So find the most voluminous candle, and I do open and close of the candle, or I do the entire move. So Frankfurt open. Yeah, it's an hour before. Yeah, 2 a.m. Eastern is Frankfurt open. So yeah. Yep. What you got here? So yes. Yep. Yeah. No, we broke above this. Yeah, we broke above this. So, but just keep in mind that this is just what kind of structure is this? This is just your lower time frame BOS, right? So I haven't given up on sells for CAD Chef. I'm going to be looking for it up in the intraday. Yeah. So this is odd CAD. I mean, you can just see the redistribution. I'm not doing anything with odd CAD until we make a new low. So we make a new low, and the two areas I'll be looking at what happens in this candle right here. This is going to be my main point of interest. You know, we could sweep this high, sweep the liquidity, these highs, and tap into, the price action they gave in here. So 60, what's 60? Yeah, no worries. So yeah, CAD Chef, you could see like what I was looking for here. I had this distribution. There was no play for me until we broke this low. Wait for the new low, and no new low. So no new low, no trade. And yeah, I mean, for me, we've traded above. I was pretty happy with the entry I caught out of here. I was pretty happy with this entry here that I caught. Took some partials when we broke here, but now, I've got to look at it from an intraday perspective. All we did was break lower time frame. We broke lower time frame right up here. So now I've got to play intraday. And from an intraday perspective, you can see what price is doing, right? We are still in a distribution, right? This potentially here is your accumulation, right? It's your type 5 accumulation. And I mean, all you got to look at is just 1, 2, 3 drives. So here's your reaccumulation here. And what I'm going to be looking for is how we react out of here. So this is the distribution that caused this push here. I'm more inclined to just wait for a lower time frame distribution up in this price area. If I get it, then I'm going to be sending it down. If not, and we break. So if at this point, because we are bearish higher time frame from there, we are bearish intraday, and we're bullish lower time frame. So I'm still not going to be trying to counter trend this. There's no point in me trying to buy it. I want to see what we do when we do up in here. So thoughts on Pound Chef? I don't know. Send me a chart, man. I'll tell you right now, I haven't looked at Pound Chef in probably 2-3 months. Yeah, I mean, just look at it, right? I mean, we're still bearish. Sellers are still in control. The only thing we've done is just broken lower time frame structure. That's all we've done. So yeah. I haven't given up on it. It's just now this is what's going to happen is this is going to get tabled until we get up into. So I'm going to be, I guess I'll be looking. Yeah. So I'll be looking to see what we do in here and what we do here. There's going to be my 2 points of interest. Yeah. So this, yeah, because it ended up breaking me even. So this goes back on my primary list, and I'll just sit there and watch it. Same thing for CADJ, right? CADJ ended up breaking lower time frame structure, and all right, sounds good. We broke this because this is that structure point. Now you can see I've got the alert here. I'm just going to be waiting. This is what maintains our intraday, right? This is our intraday leg. I'm going to be waiting to see what we do when we get up here. So this I'm still holding a position from up here. Everything else is either taking partials out or broken even. So I'm just going to be sitting on CADJ, just waiting. I'm not interested in trying to buy this. When you look at it, just look at it from a higher time frame, right? If I hide my drawings, we're still in distribution, right? We're still in distribution. And if you look at it from this perspective, we invalidated demand, we distributed, we have an accumulation that potentially will play out of here, confirm a redistribution, and then we're back to sells, right? So for me, CAJ is just going to be patiently waiting. You know, this is your accumulation, you know, 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, you know, maybe get a little bit of some ice growing and break through the ice, break the low, play out of here, and off we go. So CAJ is the same as Bitcoin. I don't know if it's the same as Bitcoin, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm more inclined to say that Bitcoin's a little more bullish than this. I mean, for me, CAJ's bearish. If you just look at it, distribution low, distribution low. You know, now we've got this accumulation. I'm expecting what, another distribution. So yeah, SHIB did take off. Yeah, I'm happy with SHIB. I'm up, I don't know, like 180% on SHIB or something. All right, Chef JPY now. Chef JPY is the only JPY cross that maintained intraday bullishness, right? So I am holding, I don't even know what this is at right now. I am holding 2 buys out of here. The smaller orders at, I don't even know what this is at. What is this at? A 1 to, it was at like a 1 to 40, 1 to 188. So I'm holding this one here at a 1 to 188. And then the other one is sitting at a 1 to 33. So, you know, you can see kind of like how I'm going to play this. We've already reaccumulated here, right? This was our reaccumulation. You know, I was looking at this morning. If price comes back into this price point. Yeah, there we go. If we trade back into this area here, I'm going to be looking for a play out of it, but there's no limit order. What I may do is I may put a little bit of risk on a limit order, but I'm going to save the rest of it for mostly for my schematic. Right. And ideally, in a perfect world, what I want to see us do is I just want to see us invalidate the redistribution. So let this puppy come up, invalidate the redistribution, and on the way back down, I want to see this. Okay. That's kind of ideally what I want to see. I know we had NZD news. Hold on. What was the outcome? Yeah. All right. Can you go through the top down on what? On Chef JPY? So you would be, yeah, I'm happy taking buys now. I mean, we're bullish, right? The only thing we're bearish on is lower time frame, right? If just look at it from the intraday, we're bullish, right? I mean, we've gotten this entire push right here. All we did was just come into the slingshot that caused this break right here of the reaccumulation. Yeah. Yeah. The first buy on CAD on Chef JPY was the first buy. Is that what you're talking about, Nico? That one there? Yeah. So yeah, you don't, I mean, we talked about it in the group. I had, hold on, give me a second here. Let me pull up my journal. So like, you know, why? Yeah, it was like, if you just go back to the replay, right? Like figure, what was this point of interest, right? This point of interest, remember we had this distribution, right? We had this distribution UTAD. This reaccumulation causes the BOS, right? So it's our intraday slingshot, correct? And then you could see my credentials, right? The H2. Well, if we go to the 120, there's your full volume candle, right? 80% of that full volume candle. But if you go lower time frame, yeah. If you go lower time frame, remember it's just an accumulation in here. So, you know, how I got the tight entry was, you know, what happened in there, and what happened in there. This is where like you just got to do your work, right? If I come over to, hold on, let me pull up my journal. Charts, trade journal, trade journal, Chef JPY 2021, April 23rd. So the reason I took, because you can't go lower time frame. This happened April 23rd, right? You can't go lower time frame anymore. So where is it at? So this is out of my journal. And I'll share with you guys. This is something I share with everybody else in the group, but so here's my journal back on, what is it, April 25th, right? April 25th, 2021 is when I screenshotted this. And what do we have on the 15th second? We have a beautiful type 1. So I took this entry right here when we broke this high. So I took that entry. You know, you could see it was about just under a 2 pip stop. Well, what happened? So you can see we have imbalance here. So imbalance is between 11740 and like 117555. And then the low was at 532, right? 532. So what I was looking at was, this is the 30. So this is the 15-second. The 30-second candle, 50% of the 30-second candle came in at 117545. So imbalance in here, right? We've got the 30-second candle. This is a reaccumulation. So my credentials were 117531 was my stop loss. And my entry was 117545 back from April 25th, right? So what I ended up doing was, if we go over to the chart, right, here's your chart, right? And if we just go out of replay mode and we come back down, right, to the entry, where did this, so you can see my stop loss here, right? Stop loss at 531. My entry, the gray box right here at 545, right? So that was my entry. Entry was 1.4 pips. That's why it's at a 1 to 188. All right. So I threw, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I didn't throw a lot of money on this. I mean, this was a small amount of money. You know, I'll tell you, like, what did I put on here? So yeah. So on my prop trading account, where 1/4% is $500, I put $125, which is a 16th of a percent. And off of that 16th of a percent, I mean, heck, you don't need to risk a lot, right? At 101 to 188, that entry, right? That entry is up $23,500 off of $125 risk. You know, if this would have got clapped, dude, the 125 wouldn't have done anything. It wouldn't have hurt me one bit. Okay. So yeah. All right. Hold on. Let me try to catch up with all this madness. Give me a second here. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Yeah. How do you most of your markings to manage trades rather than wait? All right, you're gonna have to re-ask that. Yeah, you're okay, cool. Yeah, you remember now. What are my thoughts on GA? My thoughts on GA are, I'm just hanging out. I'm waiting for it to do something. It ain't there, it's nowhere near an entry for me. GU's the same way. No, I mean, I'll kind of cover it. So let's see. Do you think this is a valid POI and pound chef? I guess the question would be, where are we in structure? Is this what's maintaining structure? Yeah, I would have to say, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's happening over here to the left. And you got to tell me where structure is. So if this is structure and you've got this here, well, you've broken structure. If this is the slingshot on some other structure point, then I would say possibly, but depends on what we do. Like, what's your thoughts? I mean, what are you going to do if you make that low first? Yeah, I mean, I'll look at pound chef if I have a second. I'll be honest, like if I remember correctly, the reason it's not anywhere on my watch list is because all of this, and then going back even to the left a little bit from like May until current price action, we've been in this range. So I just don't want to play this. I'm not interested in playing that. I like the trending markets better. Also, is there an area? On the 12-hour. So this is maintaining higher time frame for you? I don't know if that's maintaining higher time frame. I would venture to say that no. Break it down for me, your structure point, why that's maintaining higher time frame. Yeah. For me, it's not. But I kind of want to see your thoughts as to why this here is maintaining higher time frame. You know, just by looking at it, this to me is a reaccumulation. And if it's a reaccumulation, it cannot be a structure point on that time frame, because reaccumulations and redistributions for me are continuation plays, not structure points. Only accumulations and distributions are. So, but yeah, I'll let you kind of talk me through it, and then I'll give you my point. I don't want to sway your bias on it, but for me that looks awfully like a failed distribution turned reaccumulation. And what the heck are all these? What is going on? SP, yeah, I don't care about SPX right now, and I don't care about GN right now. Okay. What prop trading firm do I use? Prop trading firm. How do I don't, bro? Yeah. Wait, because you do like to swing trade, so my Forex funds would be looking better than FTMO. Their daily drawdown rule is that you enter a trade on a Monday and it runs 1 to 10. Then on a Thursday, it comes back to 1 to 3. You lose your account because the daily drawdown resets each day. Yes, I don't trade. Yeah, I have no interest in going to my Forex funds, bro. Yeah. Yeah, that is the cause of the break of structure. Wait, on what, EA or Pound Chef? Yeah. So hold on. So if you're saying this is your BOS, if this is your break of structure, then how does this maintain structure? If this is your break of structure, then that has to maintain structure. At least in my opinion, it does. Right? I'm just not, yeah. I'm not entirely sure that that is the structure point though. Yeah, hold on, guys, 1 second. Hold on. There we go. Okay, hold on. All right, sorry guys. Okay, hold on. I was asking if the reaccumulation can maintain, but it's the extreme of the leg. I thought it was just the schematic that took out supply. I got you. Okay. Yeah. I'm almost positive that is intraday structure, that reaccumulation, because on a intraday time frame, I'm almost positive that was a distribution into a redistro into an accumulation, but I'll look at it. NCAD, yeah, we can look at NCAD. You thought FTMO had the same rule? FTMO does have the same rule, but it only counts against you negatively. So like if I'm up, say I risk $250 and I'm up a 1 to 10, right? Then I'm up $2,500. And if tomorrow, right, if tomorrow it goes back down to a 1 to 3, I'm still positive. It only counts negative dollars, negative. So it's cumulative on FTMO. Yeah. Do I have a list of confirmations I go through? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's all scenario based. So I have different different criteria for whether or not I put limits on things, whether I need to wait for schematics. Yeah. So I don't, on FTMO, you don't lose the account. No, I mean, that's how I trade my FTMO account. The daily drawdown does reset. Yes. Yes. But it's only on a negative dollar amount. So if I'm up $2,500 positive and it goes down to $500, it doesn't show as negative $2,000 that day, right? It just shows positive $500. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's how FTMO does it. Do I use? Yeah. I use prop trading for my long-term positions. FTMO, I've just been with FTMO for over a year now. So, I just don't have, I'll be honest, like I don't trade my FTMO that often. It's more of a pain than anything, but it is there. So that's why I do it. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Chef JPY, just going back to Chef JPY, right? What I'm waiting for is, can you do a top down at any one of those pairs? I'll be honest, like I can, but I'm not going to have time to answer 1,000 questions on it. Right. So yeah, I mean, I will, I just, just pay attention. If you want, just rewatch it. So I'll do Chef JPY here. Right. So on Chef JPY, I mean, listen, you just look at it on a weekly, we're bullish, right? We're bullish. And if you go from higher time frame, for me, higher time frame was this. We have the JPY melt on New Year's Day, right? So what we see here is this, right? We could see market cycle. We can see that price ends up breaking this here and making that low. You could see the accumulation, 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive. You could see the reaccumulation. So when we break this high right here, that is our higher time frame break of structure. So at this point here, right, this, I'm not really worrying about this wick. This, to me, this accumulation is what's maintaining higher time frame structure right here. Okay, this is maintaining higher time frame structure. Have we had a pullback since? No, we haven't, right? Because a pullback for me, oh geez, now GJ is going to go off. A pullback for me involves a distribution, right? So out of this, out of this accumulation, have we had a distribution? No. Oh my goodness, hold on. Let me just delete all these damn orders or all these alerts. All we've had is a reaccumulation, a reaccumulation, a reaccumulation. Now is where we had our distribution potentially into this. So we are being maintained higher time frame from here. All right. If I go to the intraday now, right, let's walk up to the intraday. And I really don't care about what's happening down here. Let's just go to the most recent intraday move. So for me, our most recent intraday move occurred here, right? What did we have? We had price, market cycle, right? Just follow our market cycle. We had price that gave a distribution into a redistribution, into an accumulation that came into a distro, which ultimately created a redistribution, and we accumulated here, right? This ultimately broke that, right? So what we have inside of that price area, hold on. So what we have here is we have our leg. This is our intraday leg. And what do we have here? We have a reaccumulation continuation move. So this is our intraday slingshot. This is our intraday extreme, right? Coming into the intraday, we can see that we had a valid distribution, right? We had a valid distribution into a accumulation, which failed. That accumulation, which failed, turns into a redistribution with another redistribution, right? And on lower time frame, we'll get into it, but lower time frame, we had a distro into a redistro, ultimately tapping in to our intraday slingshot, our point of demand. So we're being maintained intraday from here. This was the intraday slingshot where I caught that one move. All right. Now lower time frame, and lower time frame we can do from the intraday, right? Lower time frame, what do we see? Well, we know that this low gets taken. This is an accumulation that goes into a reaccumulation that ultimately causes a new high, right? So this was the initial BOS on the lower time frame. So when we look at it, this pushes in here. We come up, we distribute, we redistribute, we accumulate, we come into a point of supply, distribute, and make a new low. So when we go through that point, right? When we go through that point, we were here to here, right? We made this high, and then we make the low here. So this is maintaining lower time frame structure. Well, we break it. And when we break it in the form of an accumulation. So that's why we were looking for buys all day long in here. Well, when we broke this low, now this maintains lower time frame structure. This redistribution right here is the slingshot of lower time frame. So that's why I'm looking at when we came into intraday demand and now we've reaccumulated, I am looking for price now to invalidate this supply point. And if we go through the numbers, right, higher time frame bullish, intraday bullish, lower time frame is bearish, right? So I need us now, once we do this, once we break this area here and potentially do something like that, that is going to really give me the, you know, the confidence to start dropping some more buy positions on Chef JPY. All right. So there's my top-down analysis. All right. If you want to rewatch it, you can rewatch it, but that's how I break it down, right? Follow the market cycle, look at what created what. Just remember the keys are this, right? You know, for me, it is distributions and accumulations are your structure points. Reaccumulations, redistributions are your continuation moves. And then if you, I'll throw this in here real quick, right? 3 keys: structure, supply and demand, cause and effect, right? What did demand and supply do at specific points? If they didn't do anything, they're not valid to me. Okay, they're not valid to me. All righty. All right, so hold on, let me catch up. Let's see. Top down. Okay, is this going live on YouTube? No, it's not going live on YouTube. Yeah, no, it's not going live on YouTube. Yep. Yep. Understanding the market cycle is the important thing, man. Absolutely. Yep. All right. So that being said, right, Chef JPY, next play for me on Chef JPY is this, right? We have our distribution, right? We had our creek. We had New York, I'm sorry, we had London price action that came in here. I'm not concerned with this shenanigans here. That's why it's hidden, right? This is changeover candle. If you put your volume profile on it, there's absolutely nothing in there, right? So what I'm looking at is the old Asian liquidity, right? And I want to play out of this candle right here. For me, it's the 158-minute candle. That's the full volume candle, right? There she is right there. And what I want to personally play out of, because the 158 is going to be a big stop loss, what I'm going to be looking at is how we react out of this 5-minute candle right here. Okay. So, you know, ideally, that's what I want to see. I want to see us trade into this area here. You know, that 158, 80% of that 158 is going to be, you know, about 10 pips, right? With your spread, depending on your broker. All right. So that's going to be the first area I'm going to look to play out of. All right. And, you know, if we get it, great. If we don't get it, then, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, I'm not buying from up here. You know, if I'm going to buy, it's when we get down into this area over here. All right. That's going to be the first area that I'm going to kind of give a little bit of risk onto. Okay. Just confirming you don't consider the impulses between schematic structure. The impulses between schematic. What's an impulse between a schematic? How to check the volume profile? Yeah, man. Just here, hold on. There we go. So just take your volume profile, right? I use a fixed range. You can just drag it right here and then just zoom in. So where's all the orders, right? Here's your last bulk order is right here. All of this is shenanigans, nothing. right? There's absolutely nothing in there. So, and this happens right at this candle right here is the 5 p.m. candle, right? This is that changeover candle. So for me, this is not important. There's nothing in here. This is all a ghost feed, and you can compare it to other brokers, and these numbers are all going to be different. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing in this. So for me, this is the last. This right here, this 143 to 90 is the last price point that I personally would be using. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, so that's how I'm treating it. After it leaves the accumulation or the distribution range. Yeah, but that's not structure, man. That's order flow, bro. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I showed it. You didn't see it. Just yeah, just indicators, volume profile, fixed range. Right? That's it. And then just drag it wherever you want to put price on. So like you want to, let's see. Let me find another one. Yeah. So if you want to find out all the volume that's in here, there you go. Right. So you can see the difference. See how these are contracts, 912,000 contracts, 102,000 contracts, 138,000 contracts. We get down over there, they were like 1, 5, 7. So yeah. Alrighty. All right, cool. I've heard you don't use volume on Wyckoff. It isn't as not in currencies. It's not now. Yep. On where to study Wyckoff? Start with reading Ruben Villamosa's book. That'll give you the basics. Jesse Livermore has some good stuff. And then my suggestion is, I mean, you can do it on your own, but my suggestion is find a program that teaches it. I'll tell you right now, like the good programs, you're going to pay big bucks, because it's a pretty, it's not that it's hard, but it's very intricate. I mean, I paid a pretty penny to learn what I learned. So, I mean, you got to pay to play sometimes. You can definitely, I mean, you can learn the stuff you want to learn on YouTube. It's there. Just, it's going to be at what cost? If it takes you 5 years to get to the point where it could take you 12 weeks doing a, Wyckoff program. But, that's the other thing. It's a catch-22 because some of these programs, I mean, I've got buddies that have taken programs, Wyckoff learning programs that paid, a couple $1,000s that were a waste of their time, so, it's you just got to do your work on it. You got to do your homework, but there are definitely some out there. All right. Would I take an entry out of an imbalance or only if there was a schematic? I don't just take imbalance plays. No, I don't. How do I hide those candles? I use my Asian hideout tool, man. Yeah. You see it now and now it's not there. It's gone. So yeah, you just create a box, man. Just create a box and shade it in. Will the recording? Yeah, it'll be uploaded, man. Yep. So all right, so that's Chef JPY. I mean, honestly, this is really all this is the only play I have for me to look at right now. There's not much else that I'm looking to do with Chef JPY until, yeah, let me delete this. Until we either break some lower time frame structure. So, but I'm perfectly fine playing out of this accumulation that happened here. All right, and this is the candle right here. This is the candle that I want to play out of. All righty. Okay, so let's move on. Euro odd. I know somebody. All right. So I know you guys had questions on Euro odd, and I told you, like, I knew this accumulation wasn't going to do diddly squat. And we broke below here, like I thought. So yeah, I know those of you guys that I was talking to about EA. Remember, I said I'm pretty confident that we were going to come lower, and we did. We broke lower time frame structure. So, you know, we didn't get the accumulation that I wanted. Well, we did get an accumulation, but we just didn't get the confirmation, right? I mean, I had the alert up here, and we never broke. So no break, no play. I would, you know, actually well, I don't trade EA on that scalp strategy. So I was going to say this may be a decent scalp entry right here, depending on what happens. But let's look at, I mean, I'll tell you right now, let's look at structure, right? Go up to your higher time frame. And what is structure, right? For me, this is what is maintaining structure, right? This is what caused that freaking run up way over there. And we only broke that in this area here. So this is our higher time frame slingshot. This up here, right, is what's maintaining higher time frame. That's how I'm looking at this. Now, why am I looking for buys? Well, because we have invalidated, right, by trading above this redistribution, we have invalidated structure, right? Not structure, we have invalidated supply. So because we've invalidated supply, now I know that I am looking for a mitigation of this, which from current price, right? From current price is about, I don't know, 700 pips, right? It's about 700 pips. And if I'm lucky enough to get past this high, then I know we're coming for the higher time frame extreme, right? Because if we invalidate the slingshot, we have to come for the higher time frame extreme. And the higher time frame extreme is what gets me giddy, right? Because heck, listen, if I can get into a position today that gets me up to, let's just say up to here, 3,000 pips, and I can hold this position for the next year, I'll do it, right? I'll take 3,000 pips on a 5 pip stop loss, you know, I'll do that. So that's why I'm looking at it, you know, in this manner, right? Like this is my slingshot. We've already invalidated the first part of supply on it. All right. So that's higher time frame. And then when we look at what's going on intraday, right? When we look at what's going on from the intraday, well, intraday, right? This is a redistribution on the higher time frame, but here's your distribution on the intraday that breaks this low. Well, we broke intraday structure here, right? Which means this is what's maintaining intraday structure, right? This is our intraday slingshot. All right. And have we had a distribution since? Yeah, we're in the middle of it right now. Here's our distribution. So this is what's maintaining structure. This is my slingshot candle. So I'm looking for an entry out of here. All right. That's how I'm looking at EA. So, you know, for me, that's why, you know, it sucks. I was looking for, because I'm hedged, right? I'm in a buy from here, right? I'm in a buy from here. And we were looking at sells out of this, right? We were looking at sells out of, I don't know why my box isn't there. Is it on the lower time frame? Hold on. Yeah, it is there. Okay. So we were looking for sells out of this redistribution. And sure enough, I mean, here it is, right? It came into it. It didn't give me the entry I wanted. So I was looking to hedge the sell to take it down into the area where I want to turn around and buy it. I had no problem hedging it. And you could see the complete market cycle, right? I mean, accumulation, reaccumulation, distro, redistro, another redistro. I want this to keep coming down until we can get into an accumulation. All right. All right. Hold on. Let's see. You got it, man. You've noticed that some pairs don't do heavy retracements. No, because I don't care about the percentage that it comes into. Yeah, I don't care if it comes 50% of the leg. I don't care if it comes 10% of the leg. What all I care about is does price distribute? Does that distribution come into an area? If I'm looking for a buy, does that distribution come into an area of demand? Right? It's got to be my slingshot area, which is a reaccumulation, or it's got to be the extreme. Yeah. Am I changing your trading at all during NFP week? No. Yeah, exactly. Cause and effect. Exactly. That's all that matters, right? Where are we in structure? Where are we in, who's in control? Supplier demand. Where are they in control from? And based on what that schematic has done. If that schematic's done nothing, then a distribution that does nothing is just a reason for buyers to pull price back so they can get more orders filled to take it higher. I mean, that's how you got to look at it. All right. So EA for me is nothing, I mean, like until we either get into, I mean, I will be potentially looking at something out of here, but more importantly, I'll be looking when we get down to here. So there's nothing for me to do with EA. It's just sitting on the back burner. I mean, we're currently about 100 and so pips from where I want to start looking for buys. And my selling opportunity is done. I was looking for a potential sell when we came up here. Now the only area I'd be looking for a sell is when we get up into this area, but I'm 100 pips from where I want to buy it from, and I'm about 200 pips from where I want to sell it from. So there's no play. There's nothing I want to get into with EA. EG, where is Sango? Man, Sango's in lockdown, man. If you guys don't know, like Sango lives in Australia, and I mean, it's bad. Heck, they've even stopped accepting international packages. So yeah, he is trying to keep because he has an IT business. He is trying to keep his business afloat. Yeah, man, like I talked to him maybe, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I was chatting with him on Discord, and it's bad. It's bad. How long have I been trading? Going on, it'll be 4 years. 4 years. Yeah, it's nonsense, man. Nonsense. All right, so EG, let's talk about EG. Same concept, right? EG, we've been talking about the higher time frame distro. We've been talking about, how everybody's been trying to buy EG from here. That didn't work out. People have been trying to buy EG out of even here, right? Even this morning, I saw some people trying to buy it out of here. And, what did I said that I have no interest in trying to buy this sucker. I just want it to drop off so I could sell it some more. We waited. How long did we wait? We waited 70 days. 70 days is what I waited for EG to come up into our sell area off that 1 hour candle. We got into it. It is sitting at like a 1 to 12, nothing crazy. But now, right, we've invalidated our first area of demand, right? We've invalidated the reaccumulation. So you had your accumulation, you had your reaccumulation. We've traded below that. So now my two areas I'm going to be looking at are this redistro, and I'm looking at this distribution here. I ideally would, and I talked about this before, I ideally would love for us to trade below all of this, because then we just have a massive redistribution on a higher time frame, right? And from 2 points of view, right? The first point of view is here is lower time frame structure. So if we trade below here, now I can set a limit off of structure, right? Or and you can even see the the redistribution that comes out of it. Or from an intraday perspective, this is just one large redistribution. So intraday structure is being maintained up here. At this point, like I said, I'm going to be looking for these sells out of here. I mean, there ain't nothing to play out of it other than just look for those sells. And when you look at what happened, I mean, it's pretty clear. You've got your distribution up here, you got your redistribution here. For me, that 38-minute candle is where I'm going to play. This 38-minute candle during Frankfurt. These are the 2 points of interest that I'm looking at. Yeah, bro, at least Biden isn't your president, bro. Listen, things are going to get ugly in the US, man. I'll tell you right now, things are going to get ugly in the US. Yeah, It's a sham. It's a sham. So, but anyway, that's what I'm waiting for on EG. You know, what is Frankfurt? What do you mean? What is Frankfurt? Frankfurt, like the open, Frankfurt Open. It's when the Frankfurt market opens. Yeah. Yeah. So ideally, you know, I want to trade into this, even though I know we're bullish on the higher time frame, right? But I want to get deeper into this weekly candle. Because if we are gonna, because this is what's maintaining structure, right? This low right here is what's maintaining structure for bullishness. But I mean, listen, I've been tracking this damn distro since August of 2020. So, you know, I'm anticipating us to trade below here and get into this accumulation here, right? If you look at how we traded out of this, you know, this is the reaccumulation that caused that. So this is the slingshot, and this is your accumulation here that created the move. So this is your distribution. I would like to see this happen before making a new high if we go up, right? So that's EG. I have a buy marked on EG for a hedge. No, I do not. I'm not looking for any buys at this point. The buy, the only hedge that I'll be looking for is inside of that weekly candle. When we get down, where is it? When we get down, in here, right? When we get down in here, and you can kind of see it. Here's your reaccumulation right here, and here's your accumulation right here, right? 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, spring, right? That's where I'll be looking for the hedge when we get down there. So yeah, but other than that, I mean, there's no other reason to buy EG. You know, I mean, there was no reason to buy out of this. This didn't do anything. It just broke order flow, but you didn't even break structure. Surely this accumulation ain't nothing. You know, this is just a whole lot of nothing, you know. Yeah. I thought you used to use the fib fan and no, heck no. I've never used a fib fan or nope. No. Yeah. I mean, I use regular fibs, but yeah. No, I've never used the fan or any of that stuff. No, this is all shenanigans, man. Yeah. So anyway, that's EG. EU is going to be pretty easy. EU's a mess. EU is just absolutely nothing. We are in a sell on EU. So we've broken intraday, right? We're bearish on the lower time frame. You can see lower time frame structure from here. I'm holding sells on EU from, I'm holding sells from here. I'm holding sells. We talked about it, I think, last week, out of the 25-minute candle, right? She came in perfectly into the 25-minute and then distributed. So I actually took it out of the distribution. So it was a 2.5 pip stop. It was sitting at like a 1 to 77. I don't know what it's at now. What is it at now? Like it's slowly getting there. It's like on a 1 to 65. I did take some quick little scalps on it. You know, you can go in here and you can look to see where the scalps were, but all day long, I'm anticipating these lows to get taken, you know, and essentially what do you have? You have your 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive accumulation into a reaccumulation. And I was kind of hoping that we were going to get up to here and start distributing. Instead, we had this ugly distribution into a redistro. I'm guessing this is going to be another redistro, and we're going to crash through this low. So there's nothing that I want to take on EU. I'm not looking for any more positions. I'm not trying to sell from lows. So, ideally what I wanted to see us come back into was like in here, and we just haven't done that yet. So I'm holding what I have out of here, and, I'm just going to let EU do its thing. There's really nothing for me to play. You can see, this is structure right here. This is just that one continuation play. All right. Am I setting limits at the extreme? The extreme of which one? How do you get the volume tool you showed earlier to have the number of orders? Go to settings and show value. Yeah. And it won't do it on forex.com because forex.com doesn't provide their volume. ICE. Yep. ICE is liquidity. So is a creek. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. All right. GA is, again, pretty simple, right? I mean, GA is following the market cycle. We're in a distro. We accumulated in a prior reaccumulation area. We distributed, we redistributed, and now we're in accumulation. There's absolutely nothing for me to play. What I was looking for is I wanted to see us, if we traded below here, I wanted to take a buy out of this area right here. It doesn't look like we're going to get that. It looks like price may in fact accumulate out of here, but I'm not doing anything. You can see I have an alert here that says spring, right? Here's your creek. So if this fails, it's going to be a redistribution. But now what I'm waiting for is we need to invalidate this distribution. So we trade above here. I'll look again for GA for buys, right? But there's nothing for me to play until we get back into some sort of order flow, bullish order flow, right? Structure wise, right? Like we broke lower time frame structure right here. So we are essentially maintaining lower time frame structure from this. So we're in between lower time frame structure and intraday structure. And this is just what happens in September. You know, this is why I don't like to trade a lot in September's, because we just get stupid price action. So we're just trapped in between structure points, and I don't trade in the middle of structure. I either will trade if we come down into intraday structure, right? Or if we break lower time frame structure and this now becomes some sort of, if this becomes our structure point that created that break, then I'll have to play out of that. All right. So yeah, for me, GA, just sitting on the range, man. It's just sitting there doing nothing. Do I consider redistro and reaccumulation order flow? Yes, it is, right? Only the accumulations and distributions can become structure. So the redistros and reaccumulations are continuation plays. So continuation plays order flow. Yeah. Yep. What am I looking for for GU? Absolutely nothing, man. Looking for absolutely nothing on GU. Yeah. GJ. So I'm still holding sells. I'm holding sells from all in here. I'm holding sells from here. I think I have one order up in here as well. You know, I've been holding these since July and August. You know, you can see order flow wise, structure wise, right? This is structure, right? This is structure, lower time frame structure. So what do? We distributed, invalidated demand, came back up, distributed, took out more demand, came back up, distributed in prior order flow, redistributed, made a new order flow low. Then we came back up and distributed, right? So what I'm going to be waiting for now is another distribution. You could see it, right? Like I'm waiting for price to distribute in this box for me. If we get the distribution, I'll pull the trigger and I'll sell this again, right? You know, you can see accumulation, you can see reaccumulation, you can see the distro. Did this accumulation do anything? No, we haven't traded above this high. And all this is order flow, but we still haven't even broken order flow. And then we came back down after this distro and we ugly accumulated, reaccumulated. So obviously if we distribute out of here, when I look at the facts, we're bearish intraday, bearish lower time frame, bearish order flow. You know, where am I going to look for my sells? Well, the first area I'd look for a sell is going to be out of here. You know, so that's kind of what I'm waiting for on GJ. You know, if we get a distribution today or tonight during London into New York, I'll play it out of here. You know, my area that I'm kind of looking at is going to be right out of this, right? I mean, you've got a clean distribution that occurs in here, and that distribution occurs right during Frankfurt. So I like this area. You know, this is kind of where I'm going to be looking to play out of this distro, specifically this right here. Now you could see we tapped into the 50. So that's why my alert is here, because anywhere between this red line and this high right here, this box is where I'd be looking for a distro from like 52.30 to like 52.58, you know, like 28 pip range. Can I expand on order flow? The structure, people call it internal structure. That's what order flow is, right? The highs and lows that don't represent structure, that's order flow. Yeah. One country I really want to visit. I'll tell you, man, listen, I'm not big on traveling, man. I spent a long time in the military, and I spent a lot of time in the military traveling. And, you know, I'll tell you this, I've been to every country in Central and South America. I've been to almost every country in Europe. I've been into a ton of countries in Southwest Asia. I've been to countries on the northeast horn of Africa. Yeah, you know, I've never been to Australia, never been to New Zealand. Worked with a lot of really cool Kiwi and Australian special forces guys, but man, I'm tired, man. My ideal relaxing thing to do is swinging in my hammock in my backyard, man. That's what I love to do. You know, my traveling days are, you know, yeah. Listen, I complain about freaking just going in certain places in the US, man. You know, like I don't like crowds. I don't like people. You know, I enjoy my peace and quiet. So my PTSD kind of ramps up. Yeah, no, I've seen pictures of New Zealand, man. Yeah, I've actually, one of our friends, their dad lives there. So they went for like an entire month there, which is pretty cool. You know, so many traders that used to be in the military. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a really good transition. You know, you spend a lot of time, training yourself to, you know, overcome mental obstacles that trading becomes second nature, you know? So yeah. Yep. Yeah. It is what it is though. Yeah. All right. So GJ, yeah, like I said, I'm looking for a sell, but I'm only going to take a sell out of a distribution. You know, there's not much I'm going to play out of it. GN, what does the gray shaded area represent? Frankfurt price action. Yeah. Same thing here, right? Like you could see all the ghost feeds. Like if I move it away, see those wicks ain't got nothing in them, right? There is absolutely nothing in these wicks. Like if I run all the way over here and I zoom in on this sucker, right? Look at this. Look at the orders. 5.4 thousand, 3.4 thousand, 27.28. So essentially everything from here up is nothing. And look at this. Absolutely nothing here. So yeah, this represents absolutely nothing. So that's why I have my little Asian hideout tool. There we go. To hide that shenanigans out. So you look for accumulation at the previous high or low area or slingshot area. I look for an accumulation in the structure extremes or in the slingshot area. Yes. Is that market profile? It's the volume profile. Yeah. Yep. Where do you find that? Indicators, volume profile. I use the fixed range one is the one I use. Yep. Yeah. So pretty much GN, right? What's going on? Well, we've just confirmed the reaccumulation, right? We have just confirmed a reaccumulation. So what I was looking for, you can see I have my alert here. This morning, I wanted to see us accumulate right here, right? And, you know, I've been waiting for, you know, last week, I was waiting for reaccumulation. So we've accumulated, we've reaccumulated, we've reaccumulated. You know, I'm looking for buys on GN. Nothing has changed my mind on looking for the buys. But at this point now, like what I want to see is I want us to sweep all of this crap here. I want us to come back down, give me an accumulation right here. If I get an accumulation right here, this is where I'll take it higher. You know, and you know, I mean, other than that, like I'm just going to let GN play out. You know, why? Well, because for the better part of an entire month, right? The better part of an entire month, GN has been in under, so 32 days, 288 pips, right? GN normally gives you 100 pips a day. So I'm not trying to play this shenanigans. Like this would eat up my margin and would piss me off so much being in this trade for a month, being up and down, up and down, up and down, that I'm happy just not being in the trade. I'd rather wait for price to finally get some order flow going and get some institutional orders behind this, right? There's no institutional orders behind this. How do we know? Because price ain't moving, right? Price is just lingering, and you can already see the liquidity right there. So until price shows me its hand and shows me exactly where it's going to sweep and where it's going to come down to fill orders, I'm just waiting for an accumulation on this sucker. All right. Why do I call reaccumulation slingshots? Have you ever shot a slingshot? What do you do with a slingshot, right? You have your slingshot right here. Here's your rubber bands, right? So what do? Price comes up. You put your little marble in your rubber band, you pull it back, and you shoot it up, right? Isn't that what a reaccumulation does? Right? Or a redistribution, same thing, right? Get your impulse, right? Get your impulse, pull it back, slingshot it out. So that's why. You can call it whatever you want. I mean, I like the word slingshot because essentially that's what it does. Slingshot's price. So yeah. GN's got crazy spreads. It all depends on how you trade it. Like I don't trade it on my personal broker, but on prop trading, it's under, you know, sometimes you'll get it at like 0.8 pipettes. So I'll take GN on a sub 1 pip spread all day long. On FTMO, it's the same thing. So yep. It's actually not copyrighted, it's patented. I patented the slingshot candle. That's what yeah. So yeah, so that's GN. UJ. So let's talk about UJ. UJ actually, you know, I give credit to where credit's due, man. UJ, a couple of the guys that we were looking on during New York session told me to take a look at UJ. And sure enough, I liked what I saw, right? UJ came into the higher time frame extreme that caused this low. So when we kind of went back in time and looked at what UJ did here, right? We found that UJ had a distribution, right? UJ had a distribution. And what I was looking for was UJ to come into this area right here, this green box. So fast forward to, I think it was Thursday when we were looking at this. Fast forward to Thursday, and sure enough, UJ comes into a distribution, right? 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, right? I mean, you can say this was your secondary test and then this was your UTAD. Either way, I mean, I wasn't taking it out of that distribution, but you know, you do have a valid distribution. And if you come over here and you just go down to your 15-second, right, you'll see the micro distribution type 1 that occurred right here. So I know what some of the guys did was before we got on session, they caught this measured move. This is 50% of it. So they caught that entry there when we broke it. The other entry was take this move, 50% was right here. All right. And then my play that I caught, because now this was like at 8:30 in the morning, I took this move and measured 50%, which was this blue line right here, and took that entry. And that's what I caught right here. It was, you'll see, hold on, it actually comes back. There's my entry right there. So that was my entry that I caught. And then this thing ended up just collapsing, right? You could see it collapsed. We were looking for another play out of this reaccumulation. Took partials when we invalidated reaccumulation, and took some more partials down in here. So this was sitting at a 1 to 19. And you can see, what am I looking at? An accumulation. I want this thing to come up into this area here. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be looking for a sell. Now, why am I looking for a sell? I really want to look for the buy because I'm bullish on this thing, right? We're bullish, lower time frame. We're bullish from right here, right? We're bullish from right here. So what I'm waiting for is for us to come back, sweep these lows. I'm going to be looking for an entry out of here, right? Saw one of the guys in my group, they found, what was it, the 248-minute candle is what they found. Most voluminous candle right there, right? That's where I want to see price come back into, right? That's where I want to see price come back into. We got the liquidity sitting here. We got reason for price to come back in there. So that's kind of why, like, I'm looking for the counter trend move here, only because we've respected higher time frame structure and we came into the extreme of higher time frame structure. So I'm protected. I've taken partials. Now I just want to see if I can catch this move down, which will be about 300 pips. I can hedge into the buy here to take this sucker up. All right. That's how I'm going to be looking to play UJ. All right. I mean, by no means am I putting big risk on the sell. The buy all day long is where I'm waiting. The buy right there, right out of here. All right. Moving on to indices did their thing. Actually, what did SPX do? You know what? I'm going to be pissed, man. I'm going to be pissed. Sure enough. What time did this come in? 3 o'clock, man. Unreal. 3 o'clock is where it distributed. Unflippin' real. Entry would have been at 316. What are you 30? Hold on. Just want to see this. I didn't look at any of this stuff in the afternoon. We came. So I did get some little entries today, but broke even on the rest of it. But then we ended up distributing, man. Look at this. So, right? You've got your 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive. Here's your UTAD. Yeah, I'll be looking for sells tomorrow on indices. Yeah, what a shame. I did take these. I caught these this morning. Yeah, I mean, you can look to see here. I mean, really nice entries. This gave a 1 to 18. This gave a 1 to 11. Where I partialed out and then the rest hit break even. What a shame. All right, no worries. Am I waiting on a schematic for the sell on UJ? Yeah, I am. Yep. Why are you looking for buys on UJ if you're, because on UJ, higher time frame is bearish, but lower time frame and intraday are bullish, right? We're bullish from here on the lower time frame, and we are bullish on the intraday. We are bullish on the intraday from here. And then, I mean, just look at what she's done. Right? I mean, look at what she's done. The only reason now, is this a distribution? It's the start of one, right? It's the start of a distro. That's why I got into the sell, because now I can hedge into a buy. And if the buy doesn't work out, all right, great. Stop loss hit, hold the sell. That's how I'm looking at it. At what point do you allow lower time frame to dominate your bias? 2 out of 3 is what I need. So if intraday and lower time frame are bullish, I'm looking for buys. Right? Here, I'll pose one here for you. So EA, right? If you're going to trade EA, you've been waiting since March of 2020 to do anything, right? You haven't touched EA since March of 2020 then. Same thing, EJ, right? Like if you're gonna wait for, oh, I don't have EJ on here, but if you're gonna wait for just higher time frame bias, you may wait a year, you may wait 10 years. You know, somebody asked me to check Eurochef, right? Eurochef. Yeah, this is why I don't trade Eurochef, but Eurochef, same thing, right? Eurochef, when you look at structure, right? I mean, you haven't been able to trade it. I mean, this is just nonsense in here, but I mean, since 2018, this is your distribution up here, right? That broke order flow. So you've been waiting since 2018, or if you're going to play out of intraday, you've been waiting since that 2020 mark right there. So for me, I just do 2 out of 3. If intraday and lower time frame are bullish, I'm going to play it into higher time frame structure. All right, so AU, I'll tell you this on AU. AU actually, we were looking at this right here. So we ended up, AU for me, you know, we're looking at bearishness. We had this redistribution here. And inside of this redistribution, we tap into a distribution schematic, right? So we were looking here out of this like lower time frame distribution, right? 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, UTAD break structure, right? And then we wanted the mitigation. So for me, it was the 5-minute candle that I wanted to play out of. But what happened in this 5-minute was the micro, right? You come down here, go to the 15-second schematic, and there's your distribution, right? So when you measure this here, right, this is 50% of that push, which is the 5-minute candle. So that's what I wanted to play out of. And I mean, you could see where it did today. So it is, you know, the 80%, I actually deleted my 80%, but it did tap into the 50%, which would have been a 5.5 pip stop. And, you know, it's currently, I don't know what it's sitting at right now, but, you know, I'm expecting my next play on AU, right, is make a new low. So come down here, make a new low, and then I'll play, you know, essentially I'll play the pullback to continue this lower, right? That's how I'm going to play it. Can you make your mouse pointer bigger so I can follow easier? The mouse pointer. I have no idea how to make my mouse pointer bigger, man. No clue. Yeah, man. No clue, bro. But I'll tell you what you can do. You can go right here to Amazon, right? Find yourself like, I don't know, like a 65-inch monitor. Get like a 4K one, something like that. That'll help you out. I wouldn't buy Sony, but that'll do it, bro. That'll help you out. Yeah. So anyway, AU, you know, that's kind of what I'm waiting for next. Break this low, come on down, we play it, you know. So, you know, this was a nice little play. Anybody that's in this trade, I would be reduced risk at minimum. You know, I mean, there's no reason for the market to go back up there right now. Hold on, give me a second here. My wife is texting me. Oh, for the love. All right. You're running late today, bro. I was running late today, man. Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you. Did you get into AU? I hope we were looking at this morning. So anyway, yeah, so that's how I'm looking to play AU, you know, just keep riding this down. EJ, we'll go into EJ. Like EJ is one of those that I'm kind of just waiting, right? Structure, this is what's maintaining structure. You know, we do have a distro here, but that distro hasn't done anything. We have an accumulation. The accumulation hasn't done anything. So that's why I have an alert up here. You know, if we trade up into this area here, potentially I look at something. But higher time frame, like if just look at what EJ is doing, you know, EJ has invalidated this leg, so I'm bearish on it. Could this be an accumulation that turns into a redistro? Absolutely. So, EJ is one of those, like I've had to wait months for an EJ play, and it's turning out to be the same way. Like I'm just going to have to wait months for an EJ play here. AU's not on your watch list? AU? I thought you had AU. You're gonna sleep now and still trade London? No, man. I don't wake up for London Open, man. No. My days of waking up for London Open are over. Yeah, I'll wake up. I'll wake up maybe like 8 hours. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I don't wake up early. I mean, I wake up like 10 minutes before New York Open. Thursdays and Fridays are the days that I wake up early. I'll wake up at like 2 or 3 hours after London opens, and I'll look for a position out of there. So accumulations and distros need to result in a break of structure for it to be a valid POI. For me, yeah, because an accumulation that does absolutely nothing is worth what? Nothing, right? Didn't do anything, right? You got to understand that the market, I mean, backtest it and look at how many accumulations fail, right? Like where they will accumulate, come up here, and then fail. Why do they fail? Right? Because that accumulation had one purpose: to bring price up so that this supply point can distribute orders and make a new low. Yeah. That's why, like, for people that, for those, I mean, listen, to each his own, but I stopped trading where I would sit on a 5-minute and just look at distros. Oh, I'm going to trade the distro. Oh, accumulation, I'm going to trade the accumulation now. Like if it's not an important point of interest, I'm not going to take it. Can I break down order flow, please? What do you mean? Can you break it down? It's the structure within, it's the highs and lows within structure. That's order flow. Yeah. So order flow is this, bro. So this is, you've broken this, right? BOS or new high, new low, right? This is structure. But when you have right, these highs here are all order flow. These lows that break here, order flow. They mean absolutely nothing, right? They mean absolutely nothing. I used an example the other night when I did my team training. Was EN, right? I did EN. Here, let me hide my drawings. Give me your thoughts. What's everyone thinking with EN? Bearish, bullish? What are your thoughts? Well, you were on the damn training, bro. You were on the training. Come on. How can you access my personal Discord? Just DM me. Yeah. You gotta work early. All right, man. Have a good one. Yeah, I mean, look at, so, right? How I used to learn structure was this. We had price that broke this, right? And then came back and then did that. So now this is structure. And then we had this high, but then this high, right? So this is structure. And then we made this high. So this is structure. Well, this broke structure, and then this made the low, but then this broke the high. So you're taking, an L here, an L here, and then you're looking for a buy out of here, but then price did that, right? So now you took an L here, and now what the heck is price doing here? Well, why was I looking for buys all in here, right? Well, because if you just do this, right? I wonder if I can do it. Hold on. If you just do this, right? If you see yourself and ask yourself, okay, so what has price done, right? Well, price broke structure here, right? This is the distribution that causes the new low. So we know that we maintained structure here and we reaccumulated here. And out of that reaccumulation, what have we seen? Just noise, right? Just noise. So like a trick that I do is this. If I know that this is the slingshot that created all of this madness, right? There you go. So I know that I have this. That's all that matters. And what did price accumulate? Price accumulated in our intraday slingshot, no? So that's why we were looking at all of these buys on EN when everyone else is thinking sell, 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 right? That's why we looked at, I don't even know. That's why we looked at these buys in here, right? That's why we looked at these buys in here. That's why we were looking for a buy in this blue area right here. And sure enough, when that damn area, there it is, when price came in and tapped into this area, but missed by 0.1 pipettes, right? It is what it is, right? When price misses by 1 pipettes, but that's why we're looking for continuation plays, continuation play out of here, right? And we just, for me, I've just been missing it. But, and look at this Asian little price action here. I'm still waiting down in here, bro. I'm still waiting. But that's why we're looking at buys, right? Because we're bullish. The intent is there. And you can just see this continuing to ride up, ride up, ride up. So is my personal Discord Aporia? No, that's the public one. That's the public one. Threw $50 at this. What you get, bro? On GJ. You threw $50 at this. What was this this morning? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I didn't take anything on GJ today. We never really got the break that I wanted to see. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it happens a lot. I can't tell you how many. I have an entire photo album of 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 misses, man. And that's even with me putting an extra little spread in and all that. So it is what it is, man. Yeah. You get used to it. It's still, the way I look at it, it's still a win. My bias was right. I just don't make any money off of it. So, but then you catch like things like this, right? Then you catch things like that on a 1.2 pip stop, and you catch like a 1 to 300, and you forget about the ones you miss. So, all right, hold on. Let me clean this up. All right. So, all right. That was my little teaching lesson on EN. GU, I know someone asked about GU. Yeah. I mean, what do I want to do with GU? Absolutely nothing. Like if we, here it is right here. Like if we come up into this area here and we distribute, I'll look for a sell. If not, I'll look for a sell out of this distribution here, out of that NFP candle, or not NFP, FOMC candle. That's it. I mean, I know there's a distribution up here. If we come up there, I'll look for a sell. I'm not looking for buys. Why am I not looking for buys? Look at the 4 hour, right? Look at the 4 hour. I'm not looking for buys until we get down here. And I mean, what are we? We're in a damn distribution. Look at that thing. We're in a distro, right? We've essentially distributed here. We've redistributed here. So why am I trying to fight the current? So yeah, I mean, I've got the alerts. I feel like these alerts have been here for like weeks. I don't know when did I put these alerts? I had to have put it like maybe, I guess last week was where I put this one here. But yeah, I mean, I'm essentially just waiting for this, right? I'm waiting for us to come and distribute out of this redistribution, or come into this FOMC candle right here. right? That happened during New York session. That's what I'm waiting on. What did this candle do? This candle took out all the weak-handed sellers and then is the cause of this collapse. So that's my thought on GU, and it's playing order flow, because structure, right? Structure is way the heck up there. And I mean, I don't foresee us coming up to that structure point for a minute. This is, if we came up into this distro, I would love to sell, but I mean, heck, we haven't been up there since June, and we're, about 500 pips from where I want to get out of, so I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm waiting for this. All right. NU, I talked about AU, NU, it's kind of just into the middle, right? We've broken lower time frame structure. However, I'm pretty confident that this is accumulation is going to turn into a redistribution. And the reason I'm pretty confident about it is I have to ask myself, we distributed out of supply. We distributed out of supply in the form of a accumulation. We've broken through the ice. And where did this tap into? Like when we look left, what the heck did they mitigate over here? Nothing, right? If they're going to mitigate out of something, it's going to be out of that, right? It's going to be out of this reaccumulation. So yeah, I see that, right? I see us coming down into at least this. And when we look at what structure is from a higher time frame, right? This is our slingshot. This is our extreme. So that's kind of like my thought on NU. The only other thing I'll talk about is gold, right? Like gold, I've been just being patient with gold. I'm looking at a gold sell. We could see the distribution. This is where I want to look for the sell into a redistro, into an accumulation. I'm waiting for this to be, I'm really hoping this is not a distribution, but I'm waiting for this to be a reaccumulation so that I can sell out of this. This is going to be my first POI right here. This is where I want to sell from. And if we trade above that, that's fine because this is just order flow, right? Where I want to, if we follow the market cycle, right? Who's in control? Sellers all day long. Distribution, redistro, right? So I'm looking for sells on gold, even from the higher time frame, like the intraday. I mean, we're bearish, right? If we come up, mind the charts, right? Because this gold, like we've torn the crap out of gold, and we just look at it like, where am I looking for us to come down to? Well, this right here, right? This is the weekly candle. This is the weekly slingshot. So, my first goal when I got into this trade here, my first area that I wanted to get into was here, but I want to get into like the 1500s. You look at a higher time frame, and I'm sure a bunch of you guys have done this. You look at the higher time frame, and what do we have, right? All-time highs. What caused all-time highs? This is the slingshot. This accumulation is the extreme, right? And if you compare it with silver, right? If you go over to silver, same thing, right? Silver, what's silver looking like? Like a distribution. Why? Because we need to trade into this spring that created the accumulation, right? And then ultimately, creek, this turns into a reaccumulation, right? That's kind of like what I'm looking at for silver. Am I bearish on silver? Not higher time frame. Am I bearish on gold? Not higher time frame. Listen, I'm ready. I want to catch. I want to start buying silver here, and I want to catch the 200% increase on my silver bars that I'm buying when we get down into this area. Gold's made an all-time high. Silver's lagging behind. But that's kind of how I'm going to play it. Why not the distro at 1776? Why not the distro at 1776? 1776. 1776. Talking about this right here. I mean, it can. I guess the question is, when you look at this, when you look at that distro, right? Where's the manipulation? Right? Where do the sell orders come in? Could this have been the mitigation? I mean, it could have been, but we really didn't even get into 50% of the move. So, I mean, is this a redistro? It is. But if they need to mitigate out of the manipulation play, this is the manipulation play. This is the news event that created the distribution. So yeah, I mean, where are the buy orders sitting that they need to mitigate out of? Is it this right here? Is that the buy order? Or is that the buy order? You know? So yeah, I mean, you can go ahead, sell out of that. I mean, I'm not here to tell you not to. I can tell you, you know, if I were to put $1 million on a trade, it's going to be out of this one, not that one. Right. I mean, that's how I feel about it. You're just lagging. Yeah, it's gotta be you, man. My internet's not too, I mean, my internet's all right, I think. Let me see. Yeah, my internet's fine. I mean, it's a little slow, but it's all good. It's normally I'm in the 800s and stuff, but lately it's been dragging. All right, no worries. Yeah, my upload's not too bad. Okay. I think he meant like not understanding. Oh, well, tough. Hey, nope, that's fine. Yeah, yep, I'll upload it. It may not be tonight, it may be in the morning, because as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to bed, and YouTube takes forever, or Zoom takes forever to convert it. So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything I'm looking at, you know, for currencies, indices, and metals. You know, if I see, you know, I mean, yeah, like it's NFP week, you know, and I'm not going to, I don't do anything different for NFP week, other than I'm just a little more patient. Like I know that, you know, my experience has taught me that we really don't get any big moves until Thursday, Friday, you know, and leading into Friday, you know, Thursday's price action kind of already starts to form the bias for what the market is going to be doing during the news release. So I typically on Fridays, I mean, I trade NFP. You know, I typically just pick EU, you know, because EU is always a low, you know, there's not a lot of manipulation. It's a low spread during the news. So, you know, but yeah, that's about all she wrote, man. You've been struggling to find confidence in the market lately. Well, look at your journal and figure out why that's so. You know, figure out your losses, and you know, for me, every time I take a loss, I need to figure out why. Figure out why you took the loss, you know, and start tabulating that. You know, it could be simple stuff, man. It could be, you know, over trading. It could be, you know, it could be that your trades are coming in at the end of New York session. Then stop trading at the end of New York session. You know, it could be that, you know it's late because my computer's saying in 9 minutes it's gonna go to sleep. You know, it's you know, figure out why you're taking the loss. You know, calculate it, put that data into your journal, and start looking at what you need to avoid. That's the best thing I could tell you. You know, that's one of the biggest things that I figured out early on was, what do I need to avoid to maintain consistency and, you know, profitability. Where do you do where will you do an analysis on crypto or BTC? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, real quick, I mean, I'll show you like what I'm looking at for, well, I won't show you everything I'm looking at crypto because this will take forever. But I mean, if you're looking at BTC, I mean, I'm bullish on this sucker. It is what it is, you know. You could see I'm waiting for the reaccumulation. So let this bad boy pop up and I'll be looking. Now I'll tell you this. I'm only margin trading BTC. I'm no longer investing in BTC because it's not, for me, it's not worth it. The ROI is horrible. So, you know, if we trade back down into this area here, I'll be looking at buys from everything else other than BTC. You know, but that's like the next hurdle for me on BTC is we need to confirm this reaccumulation. We confirm the reaccumulation and, you know, all is good. You know, you could see we've accumulated, we've reaccumulated, we're in the process of reaccumulating. Next step is invalidate this distribution and off to all-time highs we go, right? I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. So, let's see. Yeah, I will. I was asking because I wanted to, you wanted to know what to back test? Let's see. What broker I use? KOT Forex. Yeah. Yeah, KOT Forex. But I'll tell you right now, like I could tell you maybe I've taken 25 trades this year, margin trading. The most, what I normally do is I just invest in it. You know, I'm heavily invested in crypto. You know, I've got some, yeah, I'm heavily invested in crypto. So I've even started mining crypto. Like I've got 3 mining rigs in my office that are soon going into my garage once I get my grow tent set up. Thoughts on all the liquidity sitting below BTC? What liquidity sitting below? Yeah. What liquidity? You talking about like this liquidity down here at like the 3,000 level? Support on the oh, you're killing me with the support on the daily. What's the support on the daily? What's the support on the daily? You talking about this right here? This? So let me ask you, why do you think there's liquidity there? And why not it be, if this is the reaccumulation that caused price to go to all-time highs and distribute market cycle, and we come back and we mitigate out of this area here without invalidating it, and we confirm a schematic of accumulation, and this now has jumped the creek, why do you think there's liquidity here and not this is where price came back to mitigate these orders? And now this could be, I'll tell you right now, like if this happens right here, I mean, I'll make a bet with you that price is not going to come here, sweep this liquidity, and then magically go up. Like I'll guarantee you that. Just follow the market cycle, you know. Now, could this be a larger distribution in play? I mean, it can be. If you go to the weekly, it can be, absolutely. You know, but you got to trade what you see. So, you know, I'm not, I'll tell you this, I don't shy away from liquidity. You know, just because it's equal lows doesn't mean anything, right? How do we know? I'll put it to this way. How do we know that? How do we know this is where the last big orders were filled? Right? How do we know? Because the market did this right here and never came back to mitigate. So a ton of orders were injected right here. So if a ton of orders were injected in there, that means that there is no need to sweep liquidity. And if they are going to do it, then they're going to completely go outside of a market cycle, which doesn't happen. So yeah, I mean, you can. I mean, I don't care about the liquidity though. I'm caring about this right here. We reaccumulate. I'd be looking for a buy out of here. And sure enough, if we make this high, I'll be looking for out of the slingshot, and I'll be definitely looking for a buy out of here if we can get there. That would be the perfect scenario, would be playing out of that. You know, and if you go over to ETH, I think, and now ETH is a different story. ETH, I'll be definitely playing some Ethereum. You know, but what did Ethereum do? You know, same thing, right? We accumulated, and now I'm waiting for the new high to confirm the reaccumulation. So, you know, this stupid thing, I had a buy set up in here, man, and we just couldn't tap it. Couldn't tap it. So, you know, we've jumped our creek. I'm just waiting for that. And I'm pretty confident that if we break this high, that we're breaking this high up here. So that's how I'm looking at it, you know. But all the other like mid cap and high caps, yeah, I'm bullish on all that stuff. You know, I mean, shoot. Even the stupid meme coins, man. Now SHIB, look at damn SHIB. Wow. This was an awesome play. SHIB got up to over 200%. Let that baby run. Let that baby run, man. Yeah. I actually may take some partials on SHIB. But yeah, I mean, that's my thought. You know, that's kind of how I'm looking at it. You know, where's the other one? Lusco. If you guys watch that that crypto video I threw out there on the public chat, whatever, we bought $5 June 11th. We bought in here, and look at this thing. This thing is 526% in pretty short amount of time. I mean, we're talking 115 days, 500%. That wasn't a bad little gig. So yeah, no, this was a nice little play. So, all right. Well, listen, guys, it's late. I've got to get to bed because otherwise I'm going to sleep in tomorrow morning, and that won't be good. So awesome, guys. I will catch you guys later. Thank you for hopping on, and I'll see everybody, man. Enjoy.